Visit the Mission Trail for many reasons, a wealth of history, culture, and arts. You'll be able to taste it. You'll be able to hear it. You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to dance to it.
To know us is to love us. You're going to meet people as if they're your friends. If you come here to the Mission Trail, you're going to get a really deep sense of the unity that we have because of this connection that we all have.
I think the Mission Trail has something for everyone. Oh. It has history, it has culture, you can learn, you can relax, and you can connect. It just kind of fills your soul.
You definitely want to see everything that we have to offer.
It's just something that you have to see and experience for yourself.
We have something very special going on here, and it's just starting.
The people here are very welcoming. We welcome you to the historic Mission Trail.
Makom, Herimba. Welcome, everyone.
It's time to come down and check us out.
Welcome to the best small historic town in America. Our chapel is the heart, again, the best thing that you can come and visit here. So Saturday morning you would see a bride or a quinceañera coming out of our beautiful chapel with mariachis. Folklorico dancers, beautiful dresses, different colors. Everyone loves to take pictures in our placita.
Don Juan de Oñate brought his expedition through this area in 1598. They were going to build a fort here, otherwise known as a presidio. So they started building that, and they actually started building the first chapel. It's changed through the years, of course, but the one that we have now is, of course, Southwestern, and it's built as a chapel. When you have a mission, you can tell it's a mission because it's built in the shape of a cross. Presidio chapel, like this one, is just a box. It was part of Spain, of course, till 1821, when it becomes part of Mexico.
Our church is named after San Elizario, the patron saint of soldiers. This is a very patriotic community. We have the names of the soldiers from World War II on the church wall. It lists all the soldiers that participated in that war, which was almost everybody. The ones with a little cross next to their names are the ones that were killed in action.
This is an amazing place for all of us because this is where I got excited about making the Veterans Capital of the United States. When I saw the number of individuals from one small community that have participated in different wars, it really caught my heart because you're seeing these extremely young men and women. They wanted to defend their country that came out of a small rural area. The rural areas in El Paso have always been known for this patriotism, for this wanting to defend the country. For some reason, they've had more of a sense of appreciation than most that I've ever seen in any part of the county. But those small areas like here, you've got so much history. And I think that's what happens. They defend this amazing history that they have.
The museum itself has guided tours by my staff and self-guided tours for tourists themselves. The second gallery, you guys have the meat of San Elizario history from the conquistadores here in San Elizario all the way up into the first seat of El Paso County. The cool things that we have on display here at the museum is my gun case, and I have 4 replica guns. 3 are props and 1 is an actual disassembled Colt. And we have a hat of a sheriff. We're all educated in the history of San Elizario, and if you guys would like a tour here at the museum, we'd be more than happy to provide one for you.
So you'll see a lot of history here. You'll see the old jail that Billy the Kid broke into to get his friend out.
Billy banged on the door. He told John Mackey, he said, hey, look, you pretend you're my prisoner, put your hands behind your back. And Billy says, Texas Ranger, I have a prisoner for you. So the deputy gets all excited, opens the door and says, who's your prisoner? And they both pulled their gun on him and said, you are. And they throw him in the cell and take Melquiades out before they'd hang him. And busted Melquiades out of the jail. But it was pretty easy. The deputy was thrown in the jail and nobody knew he was there till morning when he was yelling and screaming to get him out of the jail.
I want my friend back. Here, you can have him. What do you want?
We have reenactments on the third Sunday of the month in front of the jail, the county jail, where they reenact the Billy the Kid. Oh! We have a lot of different kind of food. We have music. All this great stuff. We have Shooter's Barbecue. We have pistoleros. We have quite a few restaurants. We have Licon Dairy.
It's a family-oriented place. Some people haven't grown up around animals. We try to encourage people to get used to seeing an actual cow. Some kids grow up in the city, so they've never seen what a cow looks like. We're known for our cheese, so we've been making cheese for over 70 years. That's been in the family. We also have a restaurant. It's a bar and grill, too. Our customers would come and purchase cheese. They would like to look at the animals. So that's where we started with the ostriches. The ostriches are about 25 years old. And then it slowly grew into the goats, and we've had zebras, kangaroos, camels, just to give back to the community so they can see what a petting zoo is. And it is free. They can come here and enjoy the animals.
As a young person, we were introduced with mostly European art, but never was there mention of Mexican-American art. This is Chicano art. I painted what I wanted to do. And a Chicano is born here in the United States and with a Mexican background. I started to paint them so that I could try to record in their eyes what they went through in the barrio. And I used to take them to the museum, and they would see themselves in the walls of the museum, and their pride, their self-esteem really rose up. You could see it in their eyes. And that was my success of my paintings.
I call my art Chicano art because of the combination of Mexican and American experiences. I use a lot of the indigenous style of work, pictographs from the Mayans and the Aztecas, to incorporate it with my experience here in the United States. When I was in high school, there was a Chicano movement going on. So there was a realization of indigenous awareness. Before that, we didn't know too much about our indigenous ancestors. What I did is that I encompassed the Mexican muralists, the Salvador Dali, and my own style to create my artwork.
We are part of the Mission Trail, and when the Spaniards arrived to Mexico, they wrote some of these techniques. So in my work, I am mixing techniques from Mexico, from Russia, and Spain. Metal embossing is also known as repujado. The process in this art is entirely by hand, using small hand tools, working always from the back, and refining everything and giving texture in the front. And you can apply these techniques in different kind of styles, could be in retablos, religious icons, can be in Southwest, and also in contemporary designs. And always we are receiving people, not only local, people from all the world, visiting and enjoying this beautiful area.
When I first started painting as a professional, I had two goals in mind: to project God's beauty of the world through my landscapes. Second was to bring the fine arts to all the people. I follow the school of Impressionism. We understand that it's the most beautiful art that has been produced since the Renaissance. As an artist, you paint where you're at. Of course, I'm not going to show the beautiful garden scenes from Europe or the East Coast, but being out here in West Texas, of course, I'm going to show Southwest, done in the Impressionist style. And I think it's beautiful because Impressionism it's to be admired from a distance. I started in New York. I've been everywhere. It's from Soho to Scottsdale. And I took my wife's advice that this would be the perfect place. Having grown up where I did, I was intimidated to go into an art gallery as much as I wanted to so bad. So I want to bring my art to the people.
Welcome to Socorro, Texas, where old meets new. It's growing tremendously, and we have a lot of history to offer. It's a must-see in your tours when you come to El Paso.
The city of Socorro has a beautiful history. It's multifaceted and multi-layered. La Purísima is a beautiful mission. It's an active mission where we still hold Catholic Mass here. It's actually the second location. The first one was torn down due to flooding. However, both are still relics and both are still members of Texas Historical Commission sites. Part of La Purísima's beauty is its architecture. You're gonna see some of the hand-carved wood vigas, not only in the ceiling, but you're all gonna find some of the adobe work that is so rare to find in this day and age. We're very proud to partner with the Catholic Diocese to support and maintain La Purísima Catholic Mission. It's definitely a tourist site. It's definitely a place to come and worship, meditate, or just take in its beauty. People not only from the county, but all over the country and the world should come visit Socorro. You're not gonna find anything else like it. Children can get such rich history at free cost, much of which is also included in La Purísima, as well as the rest of the sites in the Historic Mission Trail.
Farm, it was a ranch, it was a dairy, then we brought it back to life. The farm in the back has been farmed with different types of crops, from cotton to alfalfa to sorghum to weeds to everything else. We started our vegetable stand outside. I restored the house, and just by word of mouth, we said, we're opening a gallery and we're looking for artists, and sure enough, they just started coming in. Follow organic practices. You can eat my tomatoes or squash or spinach right off the vine. It's hard to go find a good, healthy vegetable. I'm not going to mention any large store chains, but you don't know where it's coming from. And here, you can't get it any fresher. We supply Charlatan, Casa Piru. They came down and checked out our facility and what we grow, and now they actually ask us to grow special vegetables for them, and we're doing very well. It's a good combination.
El Charlatan is Mexican-Asian fusion. You can expect anything from ramen to tacos. So the inspiration for the Asian fusion was very much just stuff that I grew up eating. I grew up eating a lot of Chinese food, Chinese American. Along the same time, my mom was cooking great Mexican at home, so it was just kind of like a mix of both that just eventually it evolved into this. We're a very unique restaurant here that offers a lot of unique things to people that otherwise wouldn't have it, but besides that, it's a whole experience when you get here. You can expect to be treated like family. Recently, I was nominated as one of the best chefs in Texas by the James Beard Association. Besides that, we were named the Texas Monthly as one of the top 25 taquerias in Texas. We chose a mission trail because it's a very historical site. It's a site where I grew up in, and I just wanted to be a big part of it.
Café Piro is named after my ancestral tribe, the Piros, who founded Socorro. My family is from Socorro, born, raised, we still live here. The food that we have on the menu is not so traditional, but traditional in a sense that you get a feel for carne asada when you have our mushrooms, but we wanted to make it healthier, and we wanted to incorporate that into dishes that you would normally see with animal proteins, but we can substitute that with something more healthy.
We do serve tapas. The main purpose of that was for us to be able to share food. That way it gets people talking and everyone's sharing a meal together. Everything is as fresh as possible. We get our ingredients the week of and we put plates out. The drinks are paying homage to all the colors of our tables. So we have a sweet pea on the menu, and that consists of a butterfly pea tea. It's a lavender syrup and some oat milk.
The atmosphere at Café Piro is very chill, very relaxed. We want people to come in and feel safe, secure, and also feel at home. We have a beautiful culture, and the people here are very welcoming. We welcome you to Café Piro and to the historic Mission Trail.
Café Cocol is a dream of mine that I have had for a long time. It's just the space for everybody and everyone to be welcomed, to be safe, to come have a cup of coffee, something to eat, relax and have a good time. I've been a barista for a long time now, and I like to experiment as well as with my food. I think something's gonna taste good, so I kind of just combine it. The one that I think will probably be the best one will probably be the mazapan latte. It's a traditional Mexican candy, and we just put it in a drink and a coffee, and everyone loves it. And our food is just my creations. We have sandwiches, we have soup, salads, and we try to please everyone, and you know, people like it. There's a little bit of everything for everyone. The Mission Trail is growing every day. It's just something that you have to see and experience for yourself.
We're a microbrewery located here on the Mission Trail. We're located in Socorro, Texas, and it's in an old adobe building, which was known as El Mercadito, La Casa Redonda, and we fabricate our own beer and we have a tap room. Our most sold beer is our pomegranate beer that's made with local honey from Soa's Honey Farm from Fabens, Texas, and pomegranate juice. And we also have our pecan beer made with local pecans from JC Pecan Farms from Clint. I do have some ties in my early childhood to Socorro, so that was a plus. And also just the fact that it was a building that looked like adobe on the Mission Trail. It was historic. So I wanted a business that had to do with the local history and with beer. So come on down. There's a rich history, a rich culture here. It has to do a lot with the architecture. It has to do a lot with the people. We're making products from scratch, very high quality products, and located in the historic district of Socorro. Come and enjoy some very well-made handcrafted beer in an old historic building.
Wine Down is basically a lounge, somewhere where you can come, be comfortable, hang out, taste some different wines from around the region. I'm focusing on Texas, New Mexico, and Mexico wines, which a lot of people can't get to, and they're not really familiar with our wines. And as well as local vendors, anything that we can provide into our little shop area, they're welcome to come and sell their items with us as well. It's a little hidden gem. This building itself dates back to 1873. And then we have different rooms around the building. There's a total of about 12 rooms. And we also have a hat room where you can have a little bit of a dinner if you'd like, private area. It's a wonderful place to come and visit, something new. Historical buildings are beautiful. A lot of people don't realize we have these here, and it's a lot of history.
Welcome to Isleta del Sur Pueblo. Come experience over 340 years of tradition and culture. I encourage visitors to come visit the Tiwa Indian Cultural Center here on Socorro Road along the Mission Trail. As you enter the doors of the museum, you'll automatically be welcomed with artwork and history on the walls, and it tells a story not only of the Mission Trail, but it tells a story of my people, where we originate from and how we've evolved and maintained throughout the years. The woman photographed in this picture here is actually my great-great-great-grandmother. If I was to define my tribe, I'd use the word resilience. Because we've been able to maintain over the course of 340 years. Our people started off with very limited resources, and you can see the empire that we've built as a tribal nation.
The dance group
provides a snapshot of our culture through both song and dance. My people used to hunt in the Texas Panhandle. They used to hunt the great buffalo there. And in this dance, we try to imitate the buffalo during such hunting expeditions. The men wear the buffalo heads, and they also carry a lightning rod on one hand and a gourd on the other hand. The gourd represents the sounds of the rain. The manta is a traditional dress that is worn by all Pueblo Indian women.
On the weekends, you can experience the traditional bread baking that takes place in the traditional beehive ovens.
I rake the ashes out and place the bread that are in the cake pan dishes and put them in, seal it with wet burlap sack, and wait for 30 minutes. And bread is baked.
Come down here, and if you want to experience authenticity, the pottery, the jewelry that's still handmade, you can actually see these works of art being created in front of your very own eyes as you visit the museum and the cultural center. Come down and visit the free entertainment. We have concerts. We have different events that take place at Speaking Rock. Both indoor and outdoor. We have the largest bar, we have the most TV monitors, we have the largest screen in the entire county for miles around. Come experience that firsthand.
Folks who come and visit the Mission Trail, all of the missions along the Mission Trail, and especially here at the Isleta Mission, are going to be blown away by just the amount of history that is here. And the Isleta Mission is the oldest mission along the Mission Trail and is actually the oldest continuously active parish in the country. This mission was built in the 1680s, so that's almost 350 years ago. And it's a beautiful building with a lot of very traditional architecture made out of 6-foot thick adobe walls. So there's just a lot of history that you're going to really be able to appreciate once you step inside of the mission. We still have Mass here every weekend, so it's still a very active parish, and it's beautiful to see the mission after 350 years still being such an active part of the community.